Hey, Quants, I almost missed making a video today because I was too busy focused on work. So just real quick, we'll do a fast one. The master strategy repainted, I got a buy signal on this when the price had moved up, and then after it, you'll get that signal intraday as it's repainting, just when the alert is set. So that's one of the reasons I like to wait for closes, and then it did not ultimately get that because we dumped out. And so what are my thoughts on that? Well, I guess it was largely a result of the jobs numbers. So I believe the jobs numbers were like -90 or something crazy like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. I did look this morning. And so that has a big impact on the market in terms of individuals not expecting, I guess, potentially, I don't know. I mean, the idea was that if the job numbers were low, that we're going to see the markets tank. I'm kind of considering if job numbers are bad, if the Fed will step in and reduce interest rates to help with that. But obviously, the economy has not been doing terrible, and so there's still the concern of inflation and all that. So we'll see how that ultimately plays out. In terms of the range, it looks like, man, if we're on the bottom part, like if we're just drawing the range from, maybe I should grab a little tool here. Let's see what kind of tool we could use. There's one of these has the rotated, just a rectangle tool will be good enough here. So, I mean, if we were drawing the range something like this, then we're, basically just barely back into that range, which is kind of not, which obviously is not great. If you're drawing it up here, I mean, it's very subjective, right? It looks like we got out of the range. We even closed above it, which would look like a nice retest, and then we just dropped back into the range. So all that said, Bitcoin's basically still just sitting where it's been sitting. I think the thing that I would be looking out for with that minor pump is the potential to just drop out the bottom. So we noticed we got last time it was not a very clean range, but we were getting a little bit of an upward, a little bit of upward traction before it just fell out the bottom. So that's something I'd be watching for here, just to be cautious. But I don't think ultimately we have a really long way to go if we go down much farther. But I have heard a lot of people say that too. So if they really wanted to smoke people, I think that, if it were possible to basically push the price down, then, I think if we drop down below somewhere under $40,000, that's really going to freak people out. Although fear is already pretty substantial at this point. I think, well, anyways, just my thoughts there. So just kind of spitballing some ideas and thoughts on that. So I think I mentioned this last time. We got that buy, sell, buy kind of divergence signal there. We did get some momentum up there, so didn't really hold on to it much. Let's just take a quick look. Markets don't look great, but gold's just kind of hanging out in that range. Not really much to say there. Silver, same thing, just kind of hanging out here, waiting to see if it's going to go up or down. So really not a lot going on today, I would say, considering the videos and some of the thumbnails I saw earlier today, just kind of mentioning the poor jobs numbers. I was expecting like a huge tank in the markets. I guess if we're considering some of these other markets, let's see real quick here. If I just scroll down here, yeah, 1%. I mean, those are big numbers for traditional markets. I think a lot of us are not, if you're in crypto, not really fazed by that. I'm kind of curious. Look at the VIX, man. Ooh, that was pretty big. So a lot of volatility today. All that said, kind of curious if we get up to 35. I tend to look for like some opportunities there. So we haven't got that high, but obviously we did get a pretty big spike on the VIX. So anyway, I guess we'll leave it there. Not a whole lot for me to say today. So today is mostly just what I would call as a YouTube practice day for me to come in and take a look and just keep making videos, even though I don't think there's a whole lot going on today. I think I did, since I finished Quant Alchemy or Click Alchemy, and I'm just kind of letting some people test that out and continuing to use it myself to see if there's any issues. I have a very simple kind of grid strategy that should play into the skeleton key nicely. I wanted to test that out because it was one of the original ideas that I had with skeleton key, but before some of the most recent updates, which happened, back in, around November, some doing something like a grid strategy was not feasible. And so I think now with some of the recent updates with the multiple entries and exits, it is pretty should be easy to do that. And so there's a grid strategy that I've been watching for a long time. That grid strategy in particular was not handling position correctly. It was interesting to watch, and I think it was ultimately the sound foundation. And so I think maybe here in one of the not too distant future, I'll just implement that and probably throw that up as a video. And I think that might be pretty interesting. So for now, I'm going to leave it there, and we will catch you on the next ones. Peace, quants.